Before we go into how to fix this problem, I want to make sure that we break down what's going on so that you know how to fix this problem for long term. So a lot of times when we complain of tightness in our muscles, it's not actually a flexibility issue, but rather it's a nervous system issue. When the nervous system suspects that there's weakness in muscles, it causes a protection, it goes into protection mode, which makes it tighten up. So a lot of times when people with hamstring injuries or feel like they're super tight in their hamstrings, and I put them on the table to assess their flexibility, flexibility is not the problem. In fact, a lot of times it's a muscle weakness that's causing it to become tight. So what do we need to do to help with this problem? We need to really load up the hamstrings and strengthen them so that we can teach the body to relax so that they're not always tight. I see this all the time, especially in soccer players who come in where they're super tight in their hamstrings. We start loading them up appropriately, and all of a sudden the tightness starts to go away. For the first exercise, I want you to go ahead and grab a foam roller. You're gonna lay on your back, and what I want you to do is I want you to put just the ball of your foot on the foam roller, keeping your heels off. Now from here, what you're gonna do is you're going to try to break the foam roller with your feet, really engage in the foot with the foam roller. From there, you should already feel your hamstrings engaged without even lifting your hips up. What I want you to focus on though is breaking the foam roller to allow that tension in your legs to actually lift your hips up off the floor. Then the goal is you're going to hold this position. I want you to start with 2 legs because I want you to master 2 legs for at least 45 seconds before we progress to a single leg version. You may immediately cramp up in this position, as a lot of players do. People who have extremely weak hamstrings or have a lot of that tightness, they tend to cramp up immediately when we're going into this position. The goal here is to really build your time up first. So I usually will prescribe about 3 sets of 45-second holds before progressing to a single leg version. If you go right to a single leg version, you may cramp up immediately and you may not be able to hold it as long. So I don't really want to start there. I want to start with 2 feet, driving straight down through the foam roller and build your time there. For the second exercise, I want you to grab a furniture slider, or if you have hardwood flooring or something where the surface is smooth, or if you have a towel, you can use this for your heel. So again, we're going to lay on our back. You're going to bridge up. You can pick up the 1 foot, and then you're going to slowly slide down until we fully extend our knee. We're going to drop the hip, bend the knee back up, and then reset. For the hamstring sliders, I usually will prescribe about 3 sets of 10 reps with really focusing on being slow on the way out. That is key, because we want to try to really lengthen the muscle, which challenges the hamstring even more, but it also improves flexibility through that lengthening position. For the third one, I want you to go ahead and grab a chair or a bench, or you can even put your foot up on the wall. Again, you're going to lay on your back. Heels will be up on the bench, and I'm going to pick up my 1 foot. I'm going to hold, and I'm going to again build time here. And then another way I'm going to do it is I'm going to dig, I'm going to lift my hip up and back down. Now the key here is I'm not extending my hip an excessive amount to where I get to my low back. So from here, I really want to think about, I don't use momentum to drive this. I'm subtly digging my heel down, allowing my hip to just extend enough to where I just feel my hamstring cooking about mid-range there, and then I'm going to work back down. So with those 2 different versions, you can either do the holds to start, or you can do the lifts where we're actually lifting our hip up. But again, keep in mind that a lot of people will get irritation in their back if they go beyond what they're capable of doing. So I like to start with a slow lift, really dig that heel down into the bench, kill all momentum, and just drive the hip up to about that mid-range, feel a burn, and then come back down. So give those 3 a try and see how your hamstrings feel afterwards. Again, you may have some cramping from doing some of these exercises when you first do it, and that's totally normal. A lot of times that's your nervous system telling you that it's not used to this position and then it needs more of it. So don't be alarmed if you are sore the next day because of the cramping sensations that you felt throughout these exercises. Give this a try though and see how it feels after a couple weeks of implementing these exercises, and see if you start to notice any change. If you don't notice any change, then there's probably something else going on and that we need to get to that root cause. So that's why having a thorough assessment, a specific game plan tailored to you, is absolutely crucial when it comes to coming back from an injury or something that you're dealing with that's been nagging you for a long time. So if this is you and you're not seeing any results with this, go ahead and message me at 248-814-2029, DM me Hamstring, and let's go ahead and we'll put together a plan so that you can conquer your goals and live a life without limitations. Please don't forget to like and subscribe the video for more content on how to improve mobility, improve your strength, and optimize your performance.